Salutations, my name is Ryzen, and this video will show you how to successfully fight the Descent into Hades stygian zinogre. With this video, I'm using a greatsword. The stygian zinogre is weak to thunder element, so I'm using the nether greatsword, which is the Abyssal Agiricris greatsword. Get a cool drink out. We are in the volcano after all. I recommend using a good weapon that can block against this guy, although it's possible to use other weapons, like I've used a hammer against the event Brachydios. The stygian zinogre, I find you really need a blocking weapon, and I'll show you why pretty soon. He always appears in Area 6 to start. Here I get a few hits in before he gets into battle mode. My armor allows me to block his roar. I have the unshakable skill, so I get an extra hit in there. Now this stygian Zeno will always be a gold crown size, which is very big. Now, you heard him do that "ow" kind of thing. He'll have a telltale sound effect before he does his most potent move, or one of them where he spins around and flips his tail. That's a good indication that you need to either get out of there or block, because that move can easily take away about 3/4 of your total health. It's an extremely deadly move. He can also use that move as a combo off of his first two claw swipe things, where he will do like 3 hits usually, like claw swipe, moving forward, claw swipe, but he can also do a few other things to end it. This stygian Zeno is extremely powerful. You want to be very careful. Now in moves like this, just avoid being around him, but you have an easy shot on the tail when he's discharging all the red lightning in his immediate area. His tail extends farther out than that, so anytime he does something like that, you get a nice free hit on the tail. You want to quickly dodge and counter this guy. Be ready to block at a moment's notice. Always keep your camera focused on him. He's extremely powerful and also extremely fast. He's very good at chaining various attacks together a lot more than a normal stygian zinogre, which is saying something, especially when he's in rage mode, which you can tell by having an aura of kind of purplish reddish energy around him. Then he can almost seamlessly go from one attack to another. It's extremely dangerous. If you think he's mean here, you haven't seen anything yet. Now when he shoots out those balls of dragon element, I think they're actually bugs or something. You can catch them with a bug net off his back when he's down, but I won't be doing that here, of course. You can use his body to block them, which is nice. You get a few free hits in, because when he shoots those out, his body itself does not have any hitbox. So if you're sort of between like his front and back leg, that has a very good chance of just blocking them, since his body will stop the Dragon Ball things if they hit it. Now, he'll always do either 2 or 3 hits with that combo, but he won't do more. So I ran away enough, his third hit happened, then I ran back and got a few hits in. You'll notice there I'm blocking, since I'm not sure what he'll do. He decided to run out, but had he chosen to do a big move, I would have been safely hiding behind my sword, which was blocking him. Take the opportunity to sharpen my sword. If you have a white sharpness, the only place your attacks will bounce off of is his tail, but if it goes down to a blue sharpness, you'll start bouncing off his claws and stuff, which can be a very bad thing, since you have quite a bit of stun if you're bouncing off, if your weapon bounces off of him. You'll notice I keep the camera on him, and I'll block when I think I need to. Use the opportunity to run in here, get a hit, and I roll behind him. Block. Anytime he uses that Dragon Ball attack, if you're already close enough to him, you get a free hit or two on him. And you can easily get a few hits in before the balls will shoot forward at you. Here I wasn't close enough, but you can easily dodge attacks just by running sideways, kind of circling around him. That's why you want a blocking weapon right there. If you get hit, he can still combo you pretty badly. But I was able to block the attack. I don't know if I could have dodged that in time. He's in lag after the attack. I keep my eye on him. I use the opportunity to heal. A good way to dodge this enemy is run to the side. There are several things that he does where, like that attack, for example, he'll have a good amount of vulnerability after the attack, but you need to be real close to exploit it, so you have to know the range. Now here, I'm on the far side from where the Dragon Ball things are, so they couldn't get me. If you have a lance or gun lance, I recommend just blocking those Dragon Ball attacks, but you don't want to lose sharpness with a greatsword. When he's charging up, if you throw a flash bomb in his face, as you see there, it will prevent him from fully charging, which is a really good thing. He's extremely dangerous when he's fully charged, and it blinds him, so he will not directly target any hunters, and that gives you a chance to run in and exploit his weak spots. The stygian zinogres have a large amount of weak spots, or blind spots rather, on their sides. They can turn pretty quickly though, so you have to be careful, but if you already know that they're doing an attack going forward, you have a pretty good shot at them. Now when he gets ready to fully charge, even a flash bomb will not stop it. As you saw there, I was trying to go around for the tail, but I wasn't close enough. The flash bomb will still blind him afterwards, which is good. So a large part of this hunt is evade encounter or block encounter, depending on what your weapon is. Here I'm not risking going in. I'm just circling around, letting the Dragon Ball things shoot out at me. I'm pretty sure that they will always fly off after the same amount of time. So if you get the timing right, you have a good opportunity to get away. It's actually a pretty convenient move for him to do. I mean, a lot of people might think that those Dragon Balls are a real pain, but it gives you a good opportunity to safely get some extra hits in, or run out of the area and heal up. Just whatever. Always keep your eye on the stygian zinogre. If you're running around him in a circle when the Dragon Ball things are coming up, you should be fine. They'll always go straight at you, so if you're running sideways, they'll miss you. Just earlier there, you saw that I ran around, so his 3-hit combo thing missed me, and then I went in immediately and countered, taking the opportunity to make a few more Mega Potions. Normally, if I'm fighting this guy, I would bring Mega Dash Juices, which you can make by combining Dash Extract. You get that from Royal Ludroths and Purple Ludroths. Dash Extract with a well-done steak makes a Mega Dash Juice. It's a very useful thing for harder monsters. But in this, I brought well-done steaks, so I can show you how to manage stamina better, as you see I'm doing here. Now, what he did right there is he kind of struts up at you, acting all big and bad, but he will not actually attack you while he's doing that approach. So you get a free hit in. There, that was just a very poor dodge. I meant to do a running dodge, but a dive dodge rather. It didn't work out. Ooh. There, I should have been circling sideways more, but I was caught in a bad place. He's running out of stamina. You can see he's glowing kind of reddish there, meaning he's extremely dangerous. His attacks happen faster. He can combo them faster. You have to be very, very careful. He's already very dangerous, but here he's exponentially more dangerous. You don't want to fight him. There it was a poor decision of mine to put that trap down right there. I should have probably just waited more time, but I got a few hits in anyway. The cooling effect will wear off 10 minutes after you drink a cool drink. You can see how quickly he's attacking right there. He goes almost instantly from one thing to another. There behind me is that spin thing where he kind of howls before he does it. Be very careful of that. He can also move forward as he does that. So just get away or be ready to block, but don't underestimate its range too. It's a lot bigger than just his immediate circular area because he jumps forward as he does it sometimes too. Signal for Cha-Cha or Kayimba. Kayimba, I guess, to put a pitfall trap down. A good time to try to trap the stygian zinogre is either when he's low on stamina or when he's in rage mode. Because in rage mode it helps end his rage cycle, and he's very dangerous there, so you want him to be out of commission. And if he's low on stamina, it lasts longer. So you should try and save your traps for then. There, he runs away. You'll notice that I'm blocking a lot just to be safe because he can potentially do a lot of moves. And even though he might not necessarily do them, I want to be ready so he doesn't hit me just in case. Now you don't want to be in a small confined area against this guy, especially since he can move in lava and you can't. So when you're entering an area, it's very dangerous. You want to try to get to the larger space in each area as soon as possible. There I noticed he was attacking Kayimba with his 3-hit combo thing, so I took the opportunity to make another trap. Now when he's low on stamina, he'll do that thing where he goes rah rah, and he kind of lunges forward. If a hunter gets hit by that, he'll pin them down and start biting them. So watch out for that. It's also an indication that he is low on stamina. It's a little movie glitch there. There, I probably should not have eaten steak, but fortunately I was far enough away anyway that his boss fight point hit me. Shoot those Dragon Balls out, just circle around him, you're safe from them. He'll also try and lunge at you, and that's what you have to watch out for, but you can exploit his blind spot of just running sideways from him. With almost all of his attacks, that works. There you saw I did. Again, I just ran sideways, about a 90-degree angle from him and avoided it. You have to be very careful because he's a large crown size, as I mentioned, a gold crown size. And he covers a very large area in his attacks, and they're very fast, so sometimes you want to just do a running dive dodge, just to be safe. The dive dodge has a lot of invulnerability, which is really nice. He hits him there, he shoots the Dragon Balls out. Still have a safe time to block. I'm not sure. I guess he was going for Cha-Cha there, he just completely missed me, but I was able to get some hits in. Zinogres like to taunt the hunter, but it's not smart on their part because they give themselves vulnerability that way. You just have to recognize what they're doing as if it's an attack or not. Usually he does that kind of two little roar thing to taunt. It's not really a roar, but he goes like rawr, rawr. He kind of braces himself. But he's vulnerable when he does that. He's vulnerable when he just struts up to the player. Now here I'm just letting my stamina rebuild. You can't block if you don't have enough stamina. You have to be extremely careful. There I blocked just in case. You do not want to risk being too close to this guy's attacks. He has a very big range and they're very fast, as I mentioned. Here I let his 3-hit combo run out and got a few more hits in. There's that ow thing, so I was ready to block. You have to be extremely careful. That's a devastating attack. He only has a few more attacks there. as powerful, which is like his electric discharge thing. Now here he struts around and lets lightning shoot out, but when he does that, you can't come in close to him because the lightning might hit you, but he will not attack you either, so it's a good opportunity if you're fast enough at the start to heal yourself or something. Once he starts to do that, there's at least a minimum amount of time that he must continue doing that. And I was trying to circle around and hit his tail if he discharged the energy, but he didn't. But when the lightning's not raining down and he's actually discharging his energy, his tail is not in the attack area. There, he got a little greedy. You can see he's drooling, which is an indication that he's low on stamina. So I exit the area, heal up. Is this video messing up? Darn. Anyway, I'm not sure why the capture did that. Shoot. But here I am back in the area. I entered the area and he was able to hit me again. I have to be very careful when first entering the area. As with all monsters, when he's low on stamina, he has he's quite a bit slower. Oh man, I hope the video's not messing up. Oh come on, tell me the capture isn't gonna screw up. Anyway, here I throw a flash bomb, stop him from charging up. He's low on stamina, it's a great time to get some hits in. The flash bomb makes him so he's blind, he will not target the hunter, which means you can expose his blind spots to his sides. You'll notice I'm circling around him a lot and staying mainly to his side. You do not want to be directly in front of him. When you're to his side, the only attack that can really hit immediately is that spinning attack, but he can turn quickly for the combo, the 3-hit combo too. You have to be very careful of that. Now here I notice his dot is an entryway, so I waited a second to see if he'd move out of the way. But he decided not to, so I just thought I'd run out in case he was showing signs of fatigue that I could take advantage of. I wasn't sure where the Dragon Ball was, so I played it safe, decided to block, get by the exit. Excuse me. Get my flash bomb out, try to stop this. Unfortunately, he's nearing full charge, and his tail is out the doorway, so I do not take advantage of that. Now, when he does that spin move, it only attacks at the start, which is very devastating. But on his way down landing, that does not have a hitbox, so you can run in and take advantage of the ending lag. Several attacks like that back slam thing he does there have a good amount of ending lag too. Run around to avoid those Dragon Balls. The Dragon Balls will target players randomly, if I'm not mistaken, so you have to be careful that when you're running around, if there's other hunters, that you don't accidentally run into a Dragon Ball that's flying towards another hunter. Because if they're just flying at you, you'll be able to get out of the way by moving sideways. But you don't want to run into one. Of course, the cooling effect wears off. Like with the Brachydios, you do not want to fight this guy while your stamina is depleting. Or not your stamina, your health from the heat. So you want to drink a cold drink. Unfortunately, you have to exit the area. Now, if I was with other hunters, I would have brought life powders and life crystals and Weaver claws, which you can combine to make more life powders, so I potentially would have enough to have 13 life powders if I didn't get any garbages made. Life powders are very valuable against the super monsters because sometimes he'll combo and you really cannot save yourself on your own. You need a teammate to use a life powder. Although there are things you can do to help survive, even if you're on your own. But, as I always say, just save a life, bring life powder. It's good for any quest, really. Here I take advantage of his lag, run in, spacing around him. With this guy, you want to circle around him a lot and just really work on managing your stamina properly. Which, as I mentioned, the Mega Dash juices are very valuable for that, since you don't have to worry about your stamina going down. The main times when you'll get hit are probably when you're low on stamina, so you have to be very careful. He roars, I get a free hit in. Now here he's glowing. He's extremely dangerous right now. I have to play it very safe. When he's glowing, he'll chain attacks together much more frequently. He's faster, he's more powerful, he's more deadly all around. You do not want to YOLO this guy. See there, I'm low on stamina, and it became extremely dangerous. Maybe one more hit I would have died. Fortunately, he went for Kayimba, and you can't block when you're low on stamina either. So I keep my eye on him. I go out. I was ready to block his Dragon Ball things if I needed to. I do not want to be shot in the back when I'm running out of the area. I leave the area to heal. Take the opportunity to sharpen my greatsword. Get my items ready. With this monster, possibly more than any other one, well, it's sort of like the difference in a Diablos 2, I guess. When he's in rage mode, which you can easily tell by him glowing, he's much, much faster. You have to really reevaluate your timing and your patterns and just play it much safer. He has a rush attack where he'll run at Hunter, as you saw there, then he'll skid and kind of turn around to face them again. If you run to this side, then when he's actually doing this skid thing and turning, he has no attack box, which means you can run in and get a few hits, but if you were to run away, you probably won't be able to get there in time. Here he's using his lightning move, which means I have time to set a pitfall trap. Since he's in rage mode, I thought it would be a good time. Just going after Cha-Cha with the 3-hit combo thing. He lands in the pitfall, which gives me a good opportunity to charge up a greatsword attack. You want to be careful that you don't charge a greatsword attack, but then miss as he pops out of the trap too. There's certain timing for that. When he first gets trapped, it'll last longer, and then each time it'll last a little bit less time. So instead of doing a 3-level charge, then that combining hit and another 3-level charge there, I just did uncharged, uncharged, then I charged up so I could get the maximum damage in. Now this is why he's dangerous when you first enter an area. You have no place to dodge, you don't have a way to circle around him, and he can go in lava and you can't. I'm trying to get Cha-Cha to come over here again. That bug was bugging me. That's a good example of him kind of strutting up at you. I run sideways, I'm able to counter. It's fair to play it safe, even though I was a little out of his range. You just do not want to be hit. And he has a very large range. He's a gold crown size. He's very fast, so better safe than sorry. There I block his 3-hit combo. I want to regenerate my stamina before I do anything else. It's important that you don't let your stamina get too low because you'll need to dodge and block a lot. There he's doing that 2-little roar kind of thing. It's not really a roar, but he just does that kind of to taunt. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I am just the luckiest guy ever that he didn't hit me. Now my stamina is running low, so I want to go eat another well-done steak. Generally with this fight, you don't want your stamina to decrease at all, but for the sake of this and showing how to manage stamina, I'm just bringing well-done steaks and eating it once the stamina decreases 2 slots worth. Hunter always has to do that tummy rub thing after he eats a steak, which makes it take a lot longer than it should. Some blind spots I'd like to talk about with the stygian zinogre. When he shoots the Dragon Balls out, he'll always shoot them from his sides. So if you notice he's doing that, you can run up directly at his face and be okay. There I used the dive dodge to get out of there, which just saved my life. So yeah, he'll shoot those Dragon Balls out. You can either just try and block, if you're to his side when you notice he's starting the attack, you can try and block the first one, roll in and hit him, and that should work. Or if you're able to just curve around, hit his face, you get about 2 hits when he's not in rage mode, or 1 hit if he's in rage mode. Then you can try and roll behind him and let his body block the Dragon Ball attack, or just try and block in general. But you don't want to be sandwiched between the Dragon Balls and the stygian zinogre's body, because the Dragon Balls can still hit you from behind if you're trying to block him. Run to this side, avoid his attack. I don't want to get cornered in the doorway though, so I didn't try and counter it. Now I'm trying to get Cha-Cha to come over here more. There's that little 2 roar or yap thing or whatever. He's vulnerable when he does that, but I wasn't close enough. A difficult thing with fighting the stygian zinogre here is the heat, of course, and the lava, where it really limits the area that you can operate in, but not the area that he can. You have to be very careful not to get pinned, which you can get pinned against the lava too, or a wall. You can see how quickly he can counter. I'm glad he wasn't aiming for me there. Here's where he's kind of strutting around with lightning coming off of him. You can get a few shots on his tail, like I did there. He's in lava, which is making my life more difficult, of course. But he will not attack you. He won't lunge for you, at least when he's doing that. So if you needed to heal, it's a decent time. You don't have much more time than the amount of time it takes to heal, though, so I wouldn't recommend sharpening your weapon or eating a steak or something then. I'm circling him, seeing if I can get around to his tail, which I couldn't, but he didn't do the discharge anyway. Here he shoots the Dragon Ball's way out. Just run sideways to avoid them. It reduces the sharpness of a greatsword if you block with it, so even though I can block, I prefer to avoid the attacks if possible. There he shot the Dragon Ball things out, and his body will not actually have a hitbox. I've mentioned several times. So get some hits in. There he struts up. Get another hit in. Be close to his body when he shoots Dragon Balls. Get some more hits in. Here he entered Rage mode again right when my cooling effect wore off, which sucked. Keep my eye on him. I don't just try and run out. I act accordingly to his moves. I'm fortunate that he did the Dragon Ball attack there instead of lunging at me, because he probably would have hit me then. He's very, very fast when he's in Rage mode and glowing. I think if you hit him enough, you can break his energy away, which Cha-Cha actually did there. I don't want my sword to get down to blue sharpness because it'll start bouncing off. So I take the opportunity to sharpen it there. Have Mega Potions ready in case I need them. This is where the stygian zinogre will feed if he's low on stamina. The Brachydios will feed in area 6, but he'll feed in the area 5. Each have its own area. Put down a pitfall trap. It's good to try and use a flash bomb to stop him from feeding, but I just was too far away and he had already started, so I decided to put down a shock trap, not pitfall trap, I'm sorry, instead. He still doesn't have full stamina. That's why he only used 2 claw swipes. His shoulder bash attack has a really good amount of range. Even if he's low on stamina, do not underestimate him. Very powerful, and he still can have bursts of stamina where he'll do a few attacks in a row. Take the opportunity to eat, throw a flash bomb. I do not want him to be charged up. It's much easier when he's not charged. Unfortunately, he goes out into lava there, which makes it a little harder to counter him. Get a few hits on his tail. There I run to the side, and I'm able to kill him. Even if you don't think he's directly aiming at you, he has a large attack area. Oh, that stupid geyser trolled me. So, better safe than sorry. Just block. You can quickly put your guard down and then run up and hit him. That's a lot better than being hit potentially. I think I'm out of flash bombs at this point. So I'm running around. Hopefully I can get a few tail hits in, but I'm still managing my stamina. Got a nice tail hit safely. Here's another time when he's releasing a lot of lightning around him, which means I have a chance to run in and hit his tail, but you want to not be too close when the lightning's raining down, because that can still hit you even if you're behind his tail. Dive dodge there, I actually got pretty lucky. He's 3-hit comboing Cha-Cha, which means if I circle around him, I can come in and punish his ending lag. That's a good example of why you want to block him with him. Very, very careful. He's very good at chaining attacks together, especially when he's in the rage mode. You can directly judge how dangerous he is by how much he's glowing. So here he's not as dangerous as he could be, but he's still very dangerous. If he's not glowing at all, then you have more leeway, and he's slower, you have more opportunities to get hits in. I'm getting a disproportionate amount of garbage. I mean, I don't know, I'm supposed to have like a 90% chance. Maybe I'm just cynical or something. There I ran to the side. I'm trying to get out of the doorway. You do not want to be in the narrow space with him. When you're rotating the camera, it's a good idea to block in the process in case he tries to sneak up on you. Circle around. See here, he will not immediately attack me. He'll just kind of strut around and do his electric lightning rain down attack. So if I needed to heal or something, that would have been a good time. I'm carefully managing my stamina. That was just reckless on my part. He does have vulnerability, but it varies too. You have to judge how much vulnerability he has by how fatigued or enraged he is. And that makes the hunt difficult. There's not a set time for a lot of things. It just depends on his mood. Here I'm trying to circle around, get ready to hit the tail. Got a tail hit in there. He bounced off, but it's a safe way to hit him when he's doing that. Circle around him. All the Dragon Balls miss. Again, circle around. You don't want to rush in when he shoots the Dragon Balls out if you're already too far away. It'll just make things worse. You just want to let the situation reset. Run sideways, turn around, and counter. There he did his 3-hit lunge and ran out of stamina. Fortunately, I just barely got away. If he had followed up with a different hit than his howling spinning thing, I would have been in serious trouble. At this point, I'm out of potions. I debate if I'm going to use a life powder there instead, but I decide I'll run back to camp and heal up. There's that too little roar thing where he's vulnerable, but I am low on health, so I didn't take advantage of it. You want to be careful in areas with roggies like right there, because they're annoying and they can poison you. And if you're not wearing an armor that negates poison, and you probably don't have antidotes if you're not hunting a monster that uses poison, it's kind of a pain. You really do not want your health to be going down for any reason when you're fighting a monster as bad as a event quest super monster. Sleeping in the bed also regenerates my chakalas. Refreshed. For this quest, I'm using the Diarmeralis armor, which traditionally has a very bad dragon resistance, and that's a very bad thing for this monster. But with the food skill, Dragon Slayer plus Dragon Res Large, my dragon resistance right now is +8. It's a good thing to do. You eat a drink and a vegetable, and that way you can get Dragon Res Large. I remember where he last was. I'm running back out to intercept the zinogre. I got some easy flash bombs in case he tries to charge up again. I want to paintball him again. With this armor I have Capture Guru, but I do not get him to capture ready status this time. These runs are more of a tutorial. I would have planned a few things differently if I was trying to solo him. For one, I would have brought Mega Dash Juice and just brought like an ancient potion and stuff. I'm trying to show how to deal with situations if worse comes to worse. Get ready to throw a paintball at him. It's kind of funny, the hunters carry like these huge swords and hammers and stuff, but they cannot throw worth beans. I mean, they throw like a little girl with the paintballs and stuff. Go in, avoid his attack and counter. Stupid rhino things, pull them again. But they can block the dragon balls for you, which I tried to use it there and it successfully worked. Generally, you do not want them to be in the area. If you have a chance to safely kill them, it's a good idea because they're so obstructionistic. Now there he actually went around me and hit me from behind, which is bad. So I want to get my health up because even if I have 3/4 health, he can still potentially kill me in one hit. My defense with this armor is 670, which is pretty much top of the line defense unless you have special skills that enhance it further, and he still does an insane amount of damage. If you're fighting the super event quest monsters, you want very tough armor. So usually the elder dragons have top of the line armor. Just generally top of the line everything in defense and stuff. I like the Diarmeralis armor for the event quest monsters because of the unshakable skill and the attack up large in addition to top of the line defense. Now he's glowing, you have to be extremely careful. This is when he's at his most dangerous. There's that little 2-yap taunt thing. The game does certain things to balance out your hunter, so you can't get too many hits in. Things such as making you drink a cool drink, sharpen your weapon, your stamina depletes and you have to eat. Those things are annoying and you're vulnerable when you're trying to do that stuff. It's often good to leave the area. I was ready to block just in case. I'm not entirely sure why he missed me, but I'll take it. Remember, with a greatsword and other weapons, you can instantly block instead of unsheathing your weapon by holding the R button and standing stationary and then hitting the attack button to unsheath your weapon, you'll go straight into a block. It's very valuable. Which I think is also faster than unsheathing your weapon too. There are 10 minutes left. Shoot some more Dragon Balls out. Just keep an eye on it because they will travel across the entire length of the area. I want him to come into the center. I do not want to fight him when I'm in a confined space. It was unfortunate on my part. There, I was watching him and ready to block. I did not immediately sheath my sword and run away because that kind of thing can happen. It was smart to do that. It's always good to seize whatever opportunities you have to make sure your weapon's sharp, combine a few items, make some more life powders, make sure you have full mega potions. It's a good idea to bring at least one book of combos to up the rates, especially if you want to make more life powders, since those have an even lower rate combo rate of potions. Or if you have an armor skill that does that too, it will help. You can tell you're damaging him and you're taking his health down when he'll do stuff like stagger or fall over there. Here he's doing that attack where he just kind of struts around and shoots lightning out, which gives me the opportunity to heal safely. Here he's low on stamina. I have Cha-Cha already prepare a pitfall trap. I'm not sure what he was trying to jump and bite, but that's the attack he does when he wants to pin something down, and he'll actually bite you to regain stamina. Unfortunately, he trolls me and runs right out of the area, but I can signal Kayimba rather again, and have Kayimba pick up the pitfall trap, and be ready to use it again in the next area. The Pitfall Mask is a very nice mask for hunting large monsters because it gives you at least one extra pitfall trap. It takes a long time for it to recharge, but the higher the mask mastery, the less time it takes for it to recharge too, and you can get about 2 pitfalls in a long drawn-out quest if the mastery is high enough. Here I throw a flash bomb, try to keep him from fully charging up. He shook off that flash bomb effect real fast. I'd like to lure him into a pitfall trap right now. I run in, 1 hit, 2 hit, and now charge. And 3 levels hit before he breaks out for max damage. Now he'll reach full charge, but I do have the opportunity to heal a little bit. I want you to ration, get my stamina back up. I have to make sure he's not going to go for me. There he does his spinning tail move again. Like I said, listen for the sound effect. It's a very good cue that he'll do that. He goes, "Ah, woo," before he starts it. Run to this side, come in and counter. Watching out for that stupid little lava vent coming out. They don't hurt you very much, but they will knock you down. Ooh. I think the lava vent might have actually saved me there. I should have taken a lot more damage. Get my health full with the life powder since I know he's targeting one of my chocolas. Take advantage of his 2 little roar thing to get a hit in. You want to be constantly leading him to the center of an area, since you need room to maneuver around him. There he did that thing where he rushes at me, then skids and turns around. I get a free hit in there. I'm too far away to rush in, so I would rather circle around, wait for him to come to me. I'm worried about that rhino there, but I do get a chance for a quick hit. 5 minutes left. Block. It is possible to solo beat the super monsters. I've actually looked that up on YouTube. Some people are incredibly good at it. But for most players, I do recommend having 4 hunters total, 4 good hunters. If you want to take on the super monsters, I suggest making a room specifically for them, having a label that says something like Hunter Rank 100 plus. That's what I do. Target, stygian, zinogre, comment, event quest players. If you have people who are over 100 hunter ranks, then they usually do quite a bit better. They should have pretty top-of-the-line weaponry and armor and stuff. And of course, you cannot judge someone's skill by their hunter rank, but it is a good way to eyeball it. You do not want to be caught in the doorway there. Shoots at his dragon balls and moves sideways. Now I'm completely alone. Both Cha-Cha and Kayimba have fallen. Want to lure him out to the middle. Always keep your eye on him. There I got greedy. I should have only done 1 hit. And it ends up costing me the run. I'm still watching him. I'm able to block there. But now I'm low on stamina, and he does an extremely aggressive pattern, which really sucks for me. Almost got away too. Unfortunately, I got caught right there on that edge. I couldn't run forward anymore. And when a monster goes up to a wall with certain attacks that normally go forward, the wall will actually move them and push them sideways as they do it, and that's what happened right there. But still, 45 minutes with no deaths fighting him solo is not bad. So I know I'm not going to be able to beat him, and I'd like to keep my items, so I abandoned the quest, but I still think I had a very good run there. I had some good spacing, a lot of good counters. I survived through 45 minutes of it. So now I'm returning, and I'll show you what item it makes. The ticket item you get for beating him, you're guaranteed 1, and you can potentially get more, is a Hades skull. Hades skulls, if you have 5 of them, you can make the Anima Reaper Greatsword, which if you have Awaken is the best fire elemental greatsword. It has very absurdly high fire stats. Go and talk to him. Usually I check on the fishery and the farm, but that was just a force of habit. So I put on a set that has Awaken. Manage equipment. There is the Anima Reaper, which has 780 fire element. And here's the ticket that you get, the Hades Skull. If you have 5 of those, you can talk to the blacksmith and make a great sword. Here's the stats: 1104 attack, 780 fire element, and white sharpness with 2 slots. It's even better fire than the Diremiralis greatsword. The sharpness isn't quite as good, but it's still pretty good. And that's how you make it right there. So I hope this will help you beat the super monsters on your own. Be sure to check out my other videos. And thank you. Please subscribe and leave a like. It really helps. Goodbye.